Did you know people have tried to cure homosexuality through forced cuddling, horse stroking, and monkey testicles? Whether you call it ex-gay therapy, pray away the gay, or sexual orientation change efforts, the practitioners try to sound so reasonable. But if they were reasonable, why are their practices so bizarre? Weirdly enough, the earliest treatments were some of the least outlandish. In the 1800s, Dr. Graham Hammond advised patients that they could straighten themselves out by riding a bike. I feel straighter already! If that didn't work, you could see Dr. Havelock Ellis. If you were a man, he'd hypnotize you, get you drunk, and send you to a brothel. If you were a woman, he'd tell you just to see your husband. These treatments gradually morphed into actual mad science. There was the ice pick lobotomy, where they'd poke you in the brain until you stopped being gay, or alive. There was castration by Catholic organizations, and electroshock therapy, where you'd have electrodes placed on your crotch, then watch gay porn while taking drugs to make yourself throw up. I know people who would pay for any one of those last few. Not like you need one more reason to hate the Nazis, but their trick for curing homosexuality was to surgically implant extra testicles. That work was pioneered by Sergei Voronov, and demand was so great that he set up a monkey farm on the French Riviera to harvest the organs in question. They must have been some very glamorous monkeys. Most doctors stopped doing any kind of de-gaying decades ago, and that opened up the door to the real quacks. That's when things got nuts, such as with Richard Cohen and his hugging therapy. Also, his yelling at mom therapy.
Mom! Mom!
Richard says that the ghosts of dead ancestors can make you gay, which is definitely scientifically proven. And then there's Dr. Joseph Nicolosi, who claims that he can tell if little boys are pre-homosexual because they're more likely to play the piano and be artistic. Nicolosi claimed that he never said gay kids are more artistic.
You're confusing effeminacy with artistic. I didn't say artistic. Here.
And yet...
And we have the temperamentally shy, timid, introverted, artistic, imaginative son.
Nicolosi's practices are pretty typical in that they are completely made up. When Newsweek asked him about his success rate in 1998, he said, "I don't have time to collect data on patients," which, fair enough, he's probably very busy touring the monkey farms of the French Riviera. In 2007, he claimed that he could cure about a third of his patients, before bouncing that figure up to 3/4 in 2009. I guess when you're making up your treatments, you might as well make up your outcomes too. Of course, none of these treatments actually work, which is why practitioners are growing increasingly desperate. Today, you might be told to snap a rubber band on your wrist to stop gay thoughts, you might be subjected to an exorcism, you might try downloading an ex-gay app, or you could go to the Cowboy Church of Virginia, where you can be freed of your homosexuality by touching a horse. Ex-gay activist Ann Paulk has some advice as well. Just look at a tree. Every time she started to think about women, she says, "I'd look out a car window and say something like, 'Gosh, Lord, there's a tree out there. The tree is green and has leaves on it.' Over time, that process made me displace all lesbian thoughts." Good advice, Anne. She married a fellow ex-gay named John, and the two of them were prominent ex-gay activists for years until... you can probably guess how it ended. John is now an openly gay chef in Portland and has since apologized for pushing miracle gay cures for so many years. I guess he just didn't think about enough trees. But the gold standard of ex-gay snake oil might be Jonah, a religious group that steered people into a program called Journey into Manhood, don't mind if I do. The idea is that for $650, you go camping in the woods with a bunch of other men, you have some sing-alongs, you do some cuddling, you blindfold each other and listen to the sounds of people playing basketball, and then everyone takes off their clothes and dances together by candlelight while touching themselves. That is what straight guys do, right? So let's see. If you want to straighten yourself out, all you need to do is ride a bike, get drunk at a brothel, surround yourself with urine and electrocute yourself, stare at trees while petting some horses, then find some guys to get naked with in the woods. Oh, and don't forget...
the drug. It's made from monkey cum.
Well, that sure sounds like real therapy to me. Okay, it's easy to laugh at the urine and the monkeys, but Journey into Manhood still exists. So do groups like North Star and Exodus Global Alliance, as well as independent practitioners who call themselves therapists. And a lot of what they do doesn't seem so extreme. It's just talking or free association. They need to look respectable, but if you peel away that friendly face, there's the same basis for today's treatments as all the wacky ideas of the last 100 years. Which is to say, no scientific basis. No evidence of success. Zero studies. None. What there is, in abundance, is evidence that it's harmful. Kids who are rejected by their family for being gay are 8 times more likely to have attempted suicide, 6 times more likely to experience high levels of depression, 3 times more likely to be at high risk for STIs. Dozens of major medical organizations have said that this treatment to change sexual orientation doesn't work and causes serious harm. That's why states are now banning these practices, forcing ex-gay con artists to leave the country if they want to push their harmful treatments. So by all means, go camping and ride a horse. Feel free to look at trees. If you want to electrocute your genitals, go nuts. But none of that's going to change who you fall in love with. Nothing can do that. There's just no monkey testicle big enough. Hey, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. I'm at Matt Baum on Twitter. Subscribe here for more videos, and check out my book, Defining Marriage. That's an intimate glimpse into the lives of people who fought for the freedom to marry. It's at definingmarriage.com.